Welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. I'm going to be going into a few housekeeping notes as relates to transfers, players that are going in and out. Then I'm going to talk about an issue, not really an issue, but a topic that is not Manchester United related, but I just want to talk about the football player itself because I can't be just letting that be talked about without having my say on it. So I'm gonna talk about it in a few minutes. So the first piece of news, as you guys know, that Harry Maguire has been linked to a move to West Ham, but that hasn't been finalized as yet. He's still a Manchester United player. I've seen some persons say, because persons saw that Maguire was on the bench in terms of the starting 11 and actually on the screen when they were watching the game, or even if you're inside you saw him, saying to themselves, why is Slabhead still at Manchester United? I thought he went to West Ham. The deal has not finalized as yet, but it says here that Eric Ten Hag's immediate reaction after Harry Maguire's Manchester United exit collapsed. So it's apparently made clear that he's on the fringes, on the brink of actually going to West Ham, but things are not finalizing at the moment. So, motherfucker, Eric Ten Hag said this in his press conference. He said, if Harry Maguire doesn't improve, then he needs to go. He said that in his press conference. And right there, that's a challenge to him. So a person may be saying, well, see, there you go. Maguire doesn't have the mentality of being challenged, not taking up the challenge of improving himself. Well, that just tells you a lot about his character and that he should not have been captain in the first place. He shouldn't have been captain in the first place. He's not captain material. He doesn't have the essence of a captain. He doesn't embody the character of a captain. He's the antithesis of a captain. So, with how things are right now, West Ham have actually accepted, the bid for his services, and Moyes have confirmed an agreement has been formed between the two clubs but remain tight-lipped on the progress of the deal. So I'm guessing they're trying to finalize his wages because in terms of like the transfer fee itself, that has been agreed, but I'm guessing they're trying to get through with the wages. So he said we've had a bid accepted from Manchester United, but while he's not our player, I'm not in a position to discuss him. So yeah, they're talking about wages as far as I'm concerned. And they don't want to talk about wages in the opening light because persons can get a bit touchy on that. So yeah. So just give it a couple of days and we'll see Harry Maguire at West Ham. What else I want to talk about before I go into the big topic? Man United now ready to make a move for a phenomenal star. I hope this is Amrabat because I've gotten on Manchester United's case about getting Amrabat and midfielders. Manchester United boss Eric Ten Hag is looking for a new man to anchor the midfield at Old Trafford. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We need an extra midfielder, if not two. We need Amrabat and another midfielder. I'm going to say this and I'm going to keep saying it. Mason Mount cannot side with Casemiro in a double pivot. That's a very imbalanced midfield. You're asking for trouble if you're using Mason Mount or Bruno Fernandes for that matter alongside Casemiro. Casemiro doesn't cover ground. He can, but that's not his trademark. You need a trademark midfielder that has that MO about it. He's quick, at least reasonably quick. He can cover ground, he can cover grass. He's aggressive in the midfield. That's the type that we need. So, apparently, it says here that Eric Ten Hag is looking for a midfielder, which is not new, but at the same time, we're still on the fringes of signing Pavard. So, on the other name that Manchester United have been heavily into other recent times is Fiorentina midfielder Sofiane Amrabat, and the transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has given an idea of when Eric Ten Hag could move for the Moroccan Inter. What are you talking about? Bro, we have 2 weeks left, actually, and a day. We need to get this bridging in right now. I said this in my last video. We need to be proactive and aggressive in the transfer market and not wait until the last moment. Because let us just say, for instance, Fiorentina get a transfer button. I'm just saying, just for simple sake. Or they sold one of their midfielders or one of their players and they're trying to close in. They don't want to sell any more players. What if that is the statement that's been sent to Manchester United? You know how stupid that's going to make us look? We have been interested in this guy for like about 2 months now, and we haven't signed pen to paper with this guy. This is the guy that we should have gone for before Mason Mount. And I didn't even want Mason Mount at Manchester United, but he's here. So with Mason Mount here, let us get the prioritize the midfielder that we needed before, that is Amrabat. Because Amrabat is the best option in terms of the names right now, in terms of the names you're interested in signing that can actually partner with Casemiro as the double pivot. Bruno can go there, so man. He can put a shift in, but he doesn't have the discipline to stay there. He doesn't have the discipline. At some point, he's going to drift forward. Mason Mount doesn't have the discipline to stay there, so. And even if Fred doesn't have discipline to stay as a double pivot, he can cover ground, he can win tackles. You see? So Amrabat is a key figure that we need to sign. He is a key, but see, so I don't want to spend long on this, but he's saying that he's Ten Hag's key midfield target. So why not sign him before Mason Mount? Mason Mount is not necessary. They like him a lot. Ten Hag really likes him. Well, if you really like him, then put pen to paper. Speak with your actions. Get this guy in our squad. We have the money. Maybe not much as before, because we spent it on a certain midfielder that we didn't want. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Get him right now. Sign him. Again, we have 2 weeks left. What if the paperwork machine, start acting funny on the last minute? Because we waited the last minute. We shouldn't be waiting on the last minute. Get this guy in right now. Man, get him in this week before we play Tottenham. Show that we're about the business. Comments down below. Amrabat is needed. His services are needed at our club. Yes, we may sound desperate, but we need a midfielder like that if we want to compete. If we want to compete, then this is the type of midfielder that should be starting our midfield alongside Casemiro. Not Mason Mount, not Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes or Mason Mount can play number 10. But not as a double pivot midfielder. Definitely not as an attacker midfielder or a number 6. They're not that. The best option we have right now that can play there is probably Scott McTominay. And even for him, by his standards, he's not the best option. So we need Amrabat. We need him. Next piece of news before I get into... let me go get into the news right now, because I might spend some time on this dude for a bit. Some person may say, man, why don't you just do a separate video? See, my thing is this, man. I don't like doing videos one day or doing this video this time of the day, like 8 o'clock, the one like 12, the another one at 4. That's not my style. I'd rather put everything in one. So on a few occasions, I've actually done 2 videos in a day. Yeah. On one occasion, I wanted to, expound on something, but I felt it would be a bit too lengthy. I can't remember. No, I actually forgot something I wanted to say in the video, and I did another video to add up to it. So it was like an addendum to the video I did previously. Now, this is what I wanted to... Oh, hold on. Is Manchester United news reading my mind or what? Because I'm talking about this player right now. Manchester... This is the player that I'm going to talk about right now. Manchester United rejected chance to sign PSG latest high-profile exit. So, of course, most guys should know by now that Neymar is looking to move from PSG. He's been there for like 6 years. Actually, yeah, 6 years. And he's looking to go to Saudi Arabia League to actually play football. He's just 31 and he's moving from PSG. This is one of the biggest epitomes of wasted talent. But I'm not getting into the transfer because I've seen some persons talk about wanting Neymar at Manchester United. We don't want Neymar at Manchester United. We don't. We need a midfield that can balance out, a moderated midfield that is well balanced. We don't need an attacker. And if we get Neymar, where's Neymar going to play? Well, not that Neymar, if we get Neymar, well, he's going to guarantee, starting place. But then again, look at the players that are going to be compromised. You have Sancho, we have Rashford that will be playing on the left side. We have Bruno Fernandes will be playing number 10. Thing is that Neymar can play different positions across the front three. Number 10, striker, left wing, right wing, especially in his younger years, as he was more flexible and adaptable. But he still can play number 10. But my point is, look at the players that are going to be compromised by being on the bench. We don't need Neymar. We don't. And think about the wages that we're going to get this guy on if we get him. He's going to probably demand about like 500k a week. That's $500,000, dude, per week. Another point is Neymar. Another thing is this that we have to take in consideration. Not that we're going to sign him anyway, but it's something to consider. If Neymar was to come to Manchester United, he could have flopped. Look at the players that we have in our squad. You think Neymar is going to thrive in that squad with these players? No, he's not. So, if we want to thrive with the players that we have now, that are looking stinky, with Anthony, with Rashford, with Garnacho, we need to start with a midfield, and we need to have a implemented style of play, a system, a game plan. And Neymar is not going to thrive in that. He can do his thing, he can do his individual stuff, but long and short of it, he's not going to be the same Neymar if he comes to Manchester United. For his own sake and for his dignity, you could say, it's best if he stay clear of Manchester United and go to Saudi Arabia League and play football. Because for starters, we don't need him anyway. So yeah, Manchester United rejected the chance of signing him. Again, we don't need him. We don't want him. Well, some person want him. The club maybe want him, but we don't need him. We don't. We need hungry players. See, that was the demise of PSG. PSG wanted the Galacticos, the high-profile players, tried to get them the Champions League. Did they get the Champions League? Not for a second. They didn't win a Champions League. I think the closest they came to the final was quarterfinals, I believe, and they got knocked out by, I think it was Bayern Munich or something. I can't remember. So yeah, they're not, even with those stars, man. It just shows you that they need fresh blood that is maybe not well established, but he's hungry to go for it. Because see, that's what's catching up with Rashford right now. Rashford is living up to the hype, and we don't want that to catch up with Rashford. Because if Rashford falls prey to the social media saying that he's one of the best English players of this generation, then he's not going to be performing. He's not going to be performing because his motivation is like, okay, the social media is saying that I'm one of the best players of the generation. What is my inclination to actually put out my best on the pitch? He's not going to have no inclination to put his best on the pitch. You understand? So it's best to keep the players hungry. Don't fuck them up. Don't inflate their egos. Don't fuck up their egos by saying that, this player, he's good, he's one of the best Manchester United players of all time. No, bro, don't be saying that. Keep the players hungry. Keep them at bay, as we would say. So yeah, Neymar shouldn't be coming to Manchester United, man. We don't need Neymar at Manchester United. Now, with that being said, let us talk about Neymar, because that's the player I'm going to talk about. So it's made clear that he's leaving PSG. He's going to Saudi Arabia to play football along with other stars. I've seen a few videos that I haven't watched, but I've seen them posted. A few have came in my notification about Neymar and why he's a failure. If you told me in 2012, alright, when was the first time I heard about Neymar? I would say about 2012, if not definitely 2013, because his Brazilian side played in the Confederation Cup in Brazil and they won it in Brazil. So if it's not 2012, it's definitely in 2013. I've heard of Neymar. And see, the thing is that Neymar didn't come on the scene in 2013 or 2012. Neymar was on the scene since 2009, 2009. He was about 16. 16 in senior squad. Not no under 15, not no under 18. In the senior squad of Santos, playing ball. And he built up, he went through the ranks. And to show you that he's one of the best ever talents ever grace, not, well, I wouldn't, well, you could say grace football, but ever been produced by Brazil. Dude, this guy at the age of 16 and 17 was passing players that were like, what, 26, 28, 35? And he's a young guy, man, a teenager. And person, we're looking at this guy like he's going to be the next big thing. Because he was one of the best big things to come out. I mean, if you watch us, dude, I'm talking about the Neymar with the mohawk, the skinny, he had some tape on his nose Neymar. That Neymar I'm talking about. The flashy, the 50 step overs in 10 seconds type Neymar I'm talking about. When that guy had the ball at his feet, persons would watch in anticipation. That's how even the rivals in Brazil, man, when they're watching, they would think it's Manny Garrincha they're watching. The joy of the people. But this guy was playing for Santos. So in 2013, that's when I heard about Neymar. I saw him and I'm saying to myself, this guy's just 18? And he's beating players like that. This guy he's going to be a very good player. And when he signed for Barcelona in 2013, he became more of a better player. And see, this is the thing, in today's era, when a young player is signed for a new club, person go talk about, well, let us put him on the bench. Let us not throw him in the mix. Let us not throw him in the deep end as it. We want him to adapt. Neymar didn't need any time to adapt to Barca. The moment he went to Barca, he started playing games and he was playing well. Got a first goal in his El Clasico debut. It was a scruffy goal, but it was a goal nonetheless. In his first season. If you're good enough, you will adapt quickly. Neymar adapted quickly to Barcelona. The first day, he adapted quickly. They need any time to settle down. And that's been shown over the years at his time at Barcelona. They need, and when Suarez came in, man, that's like the gasoline added to fire. It became more of his input on the pitch became, see, one of the things a person's question about Neymar was that, he's been doing this for Santos. He scored like over 100 goals for Santos. But person was saying that, okay, this guy's a tricky guy. He can beat players, he can dribble. But is this guy able to get a lot of numbers in his games, assists, goals, that type of stuff? And when he started getting those types of stuff, person was saying, okay, this is the real deal. He's doing his stuff with the assistance of Messi and as Iniesta and Xavi, of course. But he's adapting to life there. So what I'm saying is that some players, that person say, he needs to adapt first before he start him. Dude, if you're good enough, you can adapt. No, maybe that's a different context in the context of the Premier League, because in Premier League, maybe you need to adapt because the type of football that Neymar is used to, he's not been. It's a funny thing. I don't want to contradict myself because in the Champions League, Neymar has played against English sides in the Champions League, and he's whooped. He's done it against Arsenal when Barcelona go back Arsenal. He's done it against I believe he's played against Man City, right? I'm not sure if he played against Man City. I believe he played against Chelsea. Yes, he played against Chelsea. No, I'm not sure. The point is that in the Champions League against English sides, I found that Neymar have done reasonably well. Now, whether or not he could have done it consistently in Premier League, that's a different discussion. What I'm saying is that if you're good enough, then you can be placed in the deep end and you can adapt quickly. That's what Neymar did at Barcelona in his first season. When Suarez came in, his numbers added up more because in his second season he was one of the best top scorers in the Champions League, and he was one of the best players, of course, in La Liga. You know, adding numbers, he had at least 40 goals in his second season, and this is peak numbers we're talking about. And he was playing on the left hand side, and he was like 19-20. In his third season, which was Suarez's best season for Barcelona, getting about 51 or 52 goals and getting over like 20 assists. Neymar still was doing his thing. This is when Neymar became an established world-class player. This was where you could say he was like at the third base of behind Ronaldo and actually Messi, Ronaldo and Neymar. Where you could say Neymar was like at the third place, getting in bronze spot of being the best player in the world. Person we're talking about it in his second season, but when his third season hit, this was where Neymar was becoming more of an established third best player in the world type talent, getting good numbers. Maybe not as much as his previous season, but he was still doing his thing. He was improving and became more mature. That's another thing. He became more mature. Yes, he was doing his dives here and there and doing his things, but he was getting mature on the ball. He wasn't trying to beat every player that he saw in his way. He passed the ball. He ran into space. He did a 1-2, this and that. It wasn't like the Santos Neymar where, he's innocent. He wants to show that what he's about. He bursts on the scene. He wants to express himself. He still did that at Barcelona in his third season and fourth season, which is his final season. But he became more mature. On the biggest stages, he delivered. That's a part of the maturity that he was embedded. And in his fourth season, which was his last season, he spent 4 years at Barcelona. Then he went to PSG. In his last season at PSG, at Barcelona, man, PSG's on my mind. The crucial game, which was PSG against Barcelona. In the first leg, Barcelona was losing 4-0. Let me repeat, 4-0 PSG had Barcelona by. 4-0. Not 2-0, not 1-0, not 3-0, 4. In the second leg, Barcelona, which persons may say it was scripted or it was rigged, as if you can rig 6 goals that were scored like good goals score. You want to say that's rigged, but anyway, they go say the goalkeeper let him name 6 goals and it PSG go get knocked out. But anyway, so yeah, Barcelona needed about 5 goals to win the tie. Neymar persons may say, man, this noise outside. Person may say, well, Messi is the reason why Barcelona beat PSG. No, he's not. No, he's not. I'm not saying that he didn't contribute. This thing outside. I'm not saying that he didn't contribute, but the main man of that game was Neymar in the second round at the Camp Nou Stadium. Neymar is the reason, not Messi. Neymar is the reason that Barcelona beat PSG in that game. And in my opinion, this is one of the reasons why he left Barcelona. Because when Barcelona went through to the next round, person were acting as if Messi was the one that actually helped Barcelona knock out PSG. No, he wasn't. He wasn't the main man that knocked out PSG. Neymar is the reason for that. Neymar is the man of the match in that game. And see, when Neymar seen that person are saying, oh, Messi is the reason why Barcelona went through, he was probably thinking in himself, when he said, wait, hold on there, man. These fans are Messi fans. These fans are not Barcelona fans. Them down with Messi every time. Messi, like this the photo that Messi did. That when I think he was lifting up his hand and all these cameras surrounding him after them gonna call PSG. Neymar's like, bro, I'm the reason why your side go through. What are you doing? You're not the reason why, again, he played part of it, but the main man that let Barcelona go through to the next round was Neymar. Now I'm not saying that Messi didn't contribute because he surely did. But the main man was Neymar. Neymar should have been in that photo, getting all those accolades. So when Neymar goes to that, he probably felt away. And he was considering, say, yo, man, even if I try my best, it seems like these fans ain't gonna consider me. I mean, Messi, Messi is my best friend, he's the best player in the world and stuff, but I don't think I'll be acknowledged as much as him, even if I'm doing my best, even if I'm man of the match. So I guess I have to go consider a move. You know what? For spite, I'ma move to PSG. First I'ma move to PSG. Cause I'm saying that he's the man of the match against PSG. Now I'ma move to PSG. Another perspective is that probably move to PSG because his name at man, I'm forgetting. His name at Barcelona is not going to be, you know, not nearly as big as Messi because again, Messi rules Barcelona, man. And I'm not talking about the club. I'm talking about like the city itself, like Barcelona, Catalonia, right? So Neymar saying to himself, say, all right, boom, I'm gonna move to PSG. I'm gonna make a name for myself at PSG. PSG rarely has proper legends that have actually won them important trophies. I mean, they have won trophies most of the seasons, yeah, but have they won the Champions League? I want to be the main man that leads them to the Champions League glory. You know what I'm saying? So probably he thought that to himself and said, I'm gonna consider the move. Talk about pettiness, huh? But yeah, in his last season, Neymar was still in his peak, man. Neymar was still doing Neymar stuff. And see, in July and August of that year, 2017, there was this rumor that I didn't buy at the time that Neymar was unhappy at Barcelona, that he was considering a move. I didn't take it serious. Because I'm saying to myself, why you go move to PSG and you just knock out this side out of the Champions League PSG? Why are you going to sign out? Why are you going to sign for the side that they knocked out in the Champions League? And the persons knew that PSG was the favorite to win him because there was no other club that were interested in Neymar. They weren't even considering signing Neymar. As much as money that Man City has, but they weren't considering him signing him. Pep don't want Neymar. Pep don't want Neymar. So we'll go sign Manchester United. Go sign Neymar under Mourinho. Not possible. So we'll go sign him. Real Madrid. Come on. PSG was like the likely club to sign Neymar. And see, on the 3rd or the 2nd of August, I said this in a video I did earlier this month in commencement of his anniversary leaving Barcelona for PSG. I said it was a Wednesday evening. I was just coming from the hotel. I spent some time with my family at the hotel. And when I woke up, my phone was going nuts with notifications. I checked my phone. Before I checked my phone, the thought, because it was getting heated up. This was getting serious. This was no, casual transfer talk as is. Oh, Neymar is linked to this and that. No, this was serious stuff. That person were getting the thought that so Neymar go leave Barca. He's gonna leave Barca. This is true. He's really considering it because even when he go score that individual goal against Juventus, he wasn't looking so happy, man. He wasn't looking happy. Even in the preseason games before his move to PSG, he wasn't looking happy. So on the day on Wednesday the 3rd of August 2017, when I woke up, my phone was going nuts. I didn't need to check my phone, although I check it anyway. But I knew what happened before I checked my phone. And it was no text I got from any B or nothing. It's me. But I knew that Neymar actually he signed his deal. He signed his fate to go to PSG. I knew that was the case. PK said he stays. He doesn't stay. Neymar was being nice to him and take the picture anyway, as if, I think I don't even remember what his expression was in the photo, but he was like, with PK hugging him up. And Neymar's like, I don't want to offend you, but, I'm actually leaving, bro, so I don't care what you post on Instagram, I'm leaving. And him still leave anyway. But yeah, man, when I saw the notifications, Neymar has officially signed for PSG. I was like, yep, I seen it coming. I saw it coming. And person was saying, oh, yeah, he's going to make a name for himself at PSG. 6 years forward. Forward in 6 years. Move ahead in 6 years. Neymar hasn't cemented himself as a top-tier legend for PSG. He hasn't won any trophies for them. That is significant. That is significant. Keyword. Yes, they have won the league, every year, ever since he signed. Or they have won it before he signed. But still, you didn't need to sign Neymar to win the league, man. I'm talking about significant, important trophies. They didn't win the Champions League. And this was why my man was in tears. When PSG lost that Champions League final against Bayern Munich in 2020, I believe it was a day ago or something. No, that was when no, that's not no. But when PSG lost the Champions League final to Bayern Munich in 2020, my man was in tears. He knew what was up. He knew what was up. Those tears were tears of saying, I have brought this club with the peak of my years, and there's a slight chance that this club is going to be there again. I don't even think I'm going to bring PSG to that height of the Champions League again. That was what those tears were for. Yes, he lost the Champions League. That's why he was in tears. But if you look deep down, if you have if you are a perceived person, you could say he was saying to himself, I've brought this club to higher heights, which is good. I mean, the history books, but I haven't won the Champions League. I haven't won the Champions. I haven't got a medal that says winners on it. I only got second place with it. That don't mean anything. I didn't win the Champions League with PSG. You see? So, he knew then that even with Mbappe, they came close winning the Champions League, but they still were missing the edge. And that is what Bayern had over them. They brought in Messi. They thought Messi signing the Italian goalkeeper, Donnarumma. They signed Ronaldo. They signed Sergio Ramos. They signed a couple star players. Was going to put them over the edge of winning, but they didn't win it, man. They didn't win it. They had a team of stars, but they didn't bring the side to the stars, so to speak, to win the Champions League. They didn't. Having Messi on your side, good and stuff, but this is not the Messi of old, man. I'm not saying that Messi was washed up, but Messi was slightly declining, but he was still world class. And he's still world class even to this day. But I'm saying, having a top three, a front three of Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, and having a good defense with Marquinhos and Sergio Ramos, and having a decent midfield with Sarabia, Verratti, Herrera, and Gay. Nah, man. Not enough, man. Not enough. And who knows? They probably had their differences over the pitch, but this is about Neymar right now. So, Neymar seen that Messi has gone to Miami to play football, and he's seen that his quote-unquote friend Mbappe is playing slimy with PSG. He doesn't even know where he wants to go, whether it's Real Madrid or he wants to stay. He's saying to himself, the writing is on the wall. I need to leave out of this club. That's what Neymar is saying to himself. He doesn't want to stay here, so. Neymar was here before Mbappe. No, actually, Mbappe signed a loan that same year, 2017. But I believe Neymar signed before Mbappe. I could be wrong on that. But what I meant to say is that he's the more significant player to sign. He was the first significant player out of Messi and Neymar and Mbappe to sign for PSG. So seeing that Mbappe is playing slime ball with PSG, the board, and Messi actually came and left before he left, he's saying to himself, I need to leave. That's what he's saying. He's not happy at PSG. So where does all of this leads to right now? Where does all of this lead to? Neymar has not lived up to expectations. And I love Neymar. Neymar is one of the best players I've ever seen on a football pitch. Playing football. That's second to Ronaldinho. Neymar is better than Robinho, in my opinion. Longevity. See, let me say this about Neymar. If you look at the Brazilians, and this is no shot at Brazilians, but Brazilians, man, particularly the Brazilians that are from from 2006 or up, or from 2000, from the early 2000s up until now, even your legendary Brazilian players like Kaká, Ronaldo, you notice that they weren't playing at a top tier level for long. No, they weren't. Let us evaluate. Ronaldo was world class starting with the early, I would say the mid-90s. Yeah, he was world class at 18. Ronaldo was world class at 18. And he followed through from PSV to Barcelona. He was world class in that one season at Barcelona. He went to Inter Milan. He was world class, no question about it. And he started to have his injuries. Significantly, the one he had against in '98, he was playing a game and he got us a very, very serious injury that screwed him up. Then another one. Then he had I would say he had another injury a couple months afterwards, so he didn't fully recuperate from that. But in terms of world class status as a top tier, I would say he was like top tier from 96 to at least 2004. Yeah, that's not a long time, bro. That's what's and even if you're talking about world class, Ronaldo was world class from 97 to 2003 at least, if not 2004. Then he started to drop off and gain weight. Ronaldinho, I should say, 2004 to 2006. That's 2 years, man, of world class, being at top tier level. Because after 2006, after Brazil get knocked out of the World Cup by France, Ronaldinho was not the same again. He was not seen as the invincible Ronaldinho of Barcelona. Partying got the best of him. Started to gain weight. Messi took his place in the starting level. A new generation started to emerge at Barcelona. So he was left out on the bench. And the president say, I must sell you, bro, because you're not acting, you gain weight, you're coming in late for training. You're not acting like you really want to be a part of this. I must sell you. And he did sell it. He sold Ronaldinho. So Ronaldinho, that is two. Kaká was world class since when? 2000 I would say 2006 to 2010. I would say 2006 to 2010. Kaká started to get injuries at his time at Real Madrid. He was not the same Kaká as he was at AC Milan. A different Kaká. Different. Robinho was always not always good, but he was good, but he wasn't world class where a person would say, okay, he's like second best in the world, third best in the world. He was good, he was world class in his dribbling, but as a player and in crucial moments, was this a player to copy out to get an equalizer to actually win the game in a final? Robinho? Kaká could have done it. Ronaldo could have done it. I mean, Ronaldo won a World Cup in his prime. And this was after his major injury. What I'm saying is that Neymar is the first player out of all of that lot that had a longevity of being a top tier player. Again, Neymar's world class status started I would say about 2012. Right now it's 2023. That's over a decade and a year. May I add? That's a decade and a year. Who in the Brazilian history from 2010 to now has had that longevity of being at top tier level? Name the players in the comment section. I'll wait. No one can top Neymar in that aspect, man. You know, see how persons are saying trying to say Vinicius Junior is gonna, yeah, Vinicius Junior right now is living up to the replacement. You know, he's the second, the man to replace Neymar. He's gonna take the bottom from Neymar. Maybe so, but is not to call Juju and Vinicius Junior and say he's gonna cop out like the race and start playing bad and not discipline. I'm not saying that. God forbid. Because I actually like Vinicius Junior for Real Madrid. But I'm saying Neymar is the best, is out of that lot, from going back to the early 2000s, mid 2000s, the late 2000s, the early 2010s, the mid 2010s, the late 2010s, and the early 2020s. Neymar as a Brazilian player is the best player that has a longevity of being world class over a decade. And this is not even the best version of Neymar, and he's still world class. So you could say that Neymar shoot himself in the foot by moving to PSG and leaving Barcelona. That's a possibility. Maybe he wanted to have a name for himself. That's why he wanted to come out of the shadows of Messi and move to PSG and create a name for himself. But look, you see how that work out now? By 2018, after Mbappe won the World Cup, persons are now praising Mbappe in Paris and not praising Neymar as much. So this brethren will come in at the age of 18 and still his fame like that. So you think, how you think that Neymar is going to feel afterwards? Because persons in France, Mbappe is the name that they're going to be shouting in France, and Messi is the name that they're going to be shouting in Catalonia of Barcelona. So it's like the guy can't win. He can't win either way. So he's saying to himself, it's best I move and I go to probably Saudi Arabia, because Mbappe is the main man at PSG. And when I was at Barcelona, Messi was the main man at Barcelona. So I had to move from both shadows and create a name for myself. But Neymar is 31 right now. He doesn't have a long time left. And who knows if Neymar is going to retire probably in the next 2 years. And that's still a young age. Hazard is considering retirement. He's retired from the national side, and he's just 31. Bale retired at the age of 34. Persons still play football at the age of 34. In them prime, goalkeepers. Buffon retired at the age of 42. And that's like almost a decade over Hazard, if not a decade over Hazard, because Hazard retired at the age of 32 or 31. So what am I saying here? After all this rumble, what am I saying here? This is the simple point that I'm saying. So if you didn't get anything else out of this video, get this one point right here. Neymar didn't live up to expectations. That's the first point. The second point is that he has failed to okay. I'm trying to break this down as much as possible. I don't want this to be very long because I'm approaching an hour right now. But this is a guy that persons look up to win the Ballon d'Or after Messi and Ronaldo's era. Ronaldo's and Messi's era is done. It's done. It's complete. The chapter has been closed. Messi is in America playing football. Ronaldo is in Saudi Arabia playing football. Ronaldo knows in his whole lifetime that he has no chance of ever winning the Ballon d'Or again. Messi is possibly going to win the Ballon d'Or. He's probably his last Ballon d'Or, because he won the World Cup and he's been doing decent for PSG in the season. But he's doing bits right now for Inter Miami. So he has a good chance of still winning it, even at the age of 34 or 35. That era is finished. So persons right now are saying, although you're 31, Neymar, you can still win the Ballon d'Or if you pull up your socks, if you're serious. They can't say win a Ballon d'Or, but Neymar has not been serious, man. Ever since 2000 and I would say about 2016, persons noticed that Neymar started to cop out in round of 16 games. Like he started going to his sister's parties, man. Persons think he's having some ancestry because he's doing his whatever with his sister. And I would say, hey, I don't roll like that. I don't even know where persons. I mean, at first I think that he's going to his sister's parties because at that time, like in February, that's his sister's birthday. So him go fake injury in the game and go to his sister's birthday. That's not being serious. Why go fake an injury and go to his sister's birthday for? And it's becoming a consistent thing. Persons know that, okay, this guy's not serious. I mean, he has all the talent in the world, but he's not being serious, man. He's not being serious. Ooh. He's not being serious. So in wrapping up, I don't want this to be lengthier than 50 minutes. Neymar has not lived up to the expectation. You could say that he's a prince that has never been crowned king. You could say that he's in that category. He's always going to be a prince, but he's never risen up to the level of being a king. Because again, bro, the Ronaldo era is done, man, and it's been done for like a couple years now. But he has not been established. He has not asserted himself to be the top dog as the best player in the world. And he had the talent. I would even say he had a better talent than peak Ronaldo. You can argue with me all you like. I would say at his peak, Ronaldo's talent is not matched up to Neymar's. It's not. It's not. Yes, Ronaldo is more physical, more of a goal scorer, but nah, man, when it comes on to ball retention, beating players, trickery, manipulation of the ball, making smart moves, 1-2s, Neymar, man. But see, he hasn't lived up to that. See, if Neymar does the Neymar that he did like from 2014 to 2017 at Barca, Neymar would have at least by now won at least one Ballon d'Or. At least one. At least one. At least one. At least one. Because right now, persons are saying that, yes, Neymar has got a lot of goals and assists, but his career has been very underwhelming. Despite all the goals and accolades he's won, he's been underwhelming. He hasn't lived up to expectation. And him go away 6 years in PSG. That's what persons are saying. Him go away 6 years in Paris, play in a subpar league that he's bound to win the title anyway. But that's not really challenging, is it? He just went there, he wanted to start a name for himself, only to become second fiddle to Mbappe, who became more of a better player as time went on. Because Neymar got played with injuries. Neymar became more of a deep player. Neymar started assisting Mbappe. So of course, seeing that Neymar is assisting Mbappe, who is getting the more accolades? Persons know that the persons that score the goals get the more accolades. So they look up to Mbappe for that. You understand? So with that being said, it's the 48th minute. I'll say this. We have seen the best of Neymar. Neymar is not going to duplicate the form that he did at Barcelona. We have seen the best of Neymar already. So that is not going to be seen ever again on a football pitch live. If you want to see the best of Neymar, go on YouTube. But you're not going to see that live in a football match. Neymar is not at that mindset anymore. For all you know, he's looking to actually cop out and just get his paycheck and not even take football serious. Again, he's 31 and he wants to come out of Europe and join the Saudi Arabian league to play football. Persons join this league like if they're 34 or 35 play football, but they join it now because of Ronaldo. And Ronaldo leads United, like persons are following him. But Neymar signing for the Saudi Arabia league tells me something. It tells me that He's a casual player, and he's not the first Brazilian to be like that. Understand? Ronaldinho passed it at age of 27. At the age of 27, Ronaldinho was past it. 27, not 37, 27. This was like 2008. And Ronaldinho was not the same Ronaldinho from 2004 to 2006. Ronaldo. I can give him excuse because he had a thyroid problem. Person want to say the reason why he gained weight because he had a thyroid problem that is related to his metabolism. And one dude, I'm not saying that that sickness doesn't exist, but my man needs to, take responsibility on himself and say he actually gained weight. He couldn't put the fart down. That's why he gained weight. So the discipline is a common factor as to why these players didn't reach up to the level that they did, that they were aspiring to. Again, at least Ronaldinho won a Ballon d'Or. At least Ronaldo won a Ballon d'Or. But Neymar didn't win a Ballon d'Or. And I would say that he should have won at least one like Ronaldo. Ronaldo won 2 Ballon d'Ors. Ronaldo won 2 Ballon d'Ors. Ronaldinho won 1 Ballon d'Or. And actually, there was someone. Don't get it twisted. But there was a person from the PSG, because Ronaldinho used to play for PSG, that said that Ronaldinho could have won at least 2 Ballon d'Ors, but his attitude, his mentality, or he wasn't taking it serious to even win 2 Ballon d'Or. Yeah. So again, bro, you can see it's a Brazilian thing because I know that party is big for them, and carnival, the girls, this and that. But then again, bro, it comes down to discipline, man. It comes down to discipline. And see, again, although Neymar has like a decade of being world class, it was fruitless. He hasn't won no Ballon d'Or. He has won goal of the year. I remember that goal he scored. My man go run from the left wing to go beat the players in the middle and go score a goal. I haven't seen a goal like that before. Never. That goal beat Wayne Rooney's goal against Man City and Messi's goal against Arsenal in the Champions League. Yes, he's won the Champions League, Neymar, but he hasn't lived up to the expectations of being the top dog after the Messi and Ronaldo era. He's like in the second tier. No, I wouldn't even say he's in the second tier. Personally, I say he's still in the first tier, but he's still not the Neymar of old. He's just not. And you know what? He's not. He really is not. But he's still a very, very good player. Person would hey, again, bro, I've said this before. Persons would sell them left foot to go have Neymar on them side. That's how good he is. That's how good he is. And this is not even the peak Neymar we're talking about. I'm talking about right now. Man City would have a player like Neymar that can influence his side going forward. Yes, his ego, you could say his ego is big, but hey man, the best players' egos are big. The best players' egos are big. Let us not kid ourselves on that. Person may say, oh, Messi's a humble guy. Messi's a good guy, but he has a big ego. You may not see it like that, but Messi has a big ego. And let us not even question Ronaldo's ego. We all know that already. So the point is, his discipline is in question. He hasn't lived up to it, bro. He has not lived up to it. And it's 53rd minute. I'm going over my 50-minute mark. But this is the takeaway from this video. Neymar is going to always be seen as a player. Like I said, that is going to be the prince that has never been crowned the king. He's always going to be seen below Messi or Ronaldo. He's not going to be seen in that category. Again, he had the potential, he had the capabilities, he had the possibilities of being in a category, but it didn't fall to fruition. It didn't come out. We're not gonna see like we're not, dude. Hey, man. We may not see a talent like Neymar again. Not in this lifetime. We may not. Cause when Neymar came out, bro, Neymar got the ball rolling like that. He started for Santos again at the age of 16 in the senior team. What were you doing at the age of 16? Taking your final exams? Eating cookies at your grandmother's? This was playing football. Professional football, may I add. Not senior, not semi-pro. Professional football. At the age of 16. So him come on the scene early. And there's a good, I think person were saying that he was a candidate of being added to the World Cup 2010 Brazilian squad, but he didn't make it. Because there were better players that should have been that were before him. But he had the potential of being in the squad, even at the age of like 17. Comments below. I don't want to prolong this video. Comments below. It's sad that it's come to this way, but you know, he just didn't live up to it, bro. Again, he's a world-class player. He's still very good, but what he should have achieved, he hasn't. You know. Comments below. I'll show to you guys in the next video podcast. I might come out with one tomorrow. Stick out for that one. I'm out.